host the Cryptid Huntress yesterday. There was a lot of things that I wanted to talk about, but there was limited time. It's a lifetime. It's a lifetime of these secret projects that I've been involved in. And the reason why they have people come in from Mexico is because, or other countries that are, for example, the bloodlines that are, for example, from Dominican Republic, India, France, Italia. My family's from Corsica. Is because the root races, Mexico, they are pretty much the solid races that are closest to the earth, or closest to like animalistic, tending to be more kind of rough, rough around the edges. I always say I'm rough around the edges. You have to get used to me. If not, then don't listen to me. I don't care. I really don't care. I did receive some hate yesterday from her followers, but you know what? I also have to block some people that maybe see my channel here and there with their negativity. So I return that to sender. I do not consent. I'm not here to win a popularity contest. We have the root races. I was born with abilities that are called natural abilities. I have German blood, Spanish blood from Spain. I was born in Mexico, but I'm not, from there. It's just somehow my family ended up from Corsica to, some of them ended in Los Alamos to work with Oppenheimer. One of my aunts was married. I finally had to get rid of it because it wouldn't stop. The non-stop slashing my tires. I moved from that side of town because they even stole my catalytic converter at the gym one time. And I'm like, what the hell? So a lot of things have happened. I even took my vehicle one time to this place called Underground over there on the south side. And my vehicle, they called me saying that it got stuck. It got stuck up there, when they were lifting it. All they had to do was just check it to see what was going on with the motor or transmission, and oh no, it got stuck. So I went to go get it, and something said, go ahead and download. I told myself I'm going to download this application to see if they have put in a chip for surveillance or for auditory, for hearing me. And no, I'm not crazy. They didn't even work on my vehicle. I go and pick it up, and then I have this app where I'm checking under the steering wheel and checking under the glove compartment, and it's beeping because they've implanted something in my vehicle as well. So we are always being targeted because we come out with the truth, and they want us out. They want us to not say the truth. They want, especially if you've been in the military. I'm considered what they call a ghost. They don't want to give my benefits because they're still using me in the programs. Which I do not consent. I've already broken contract and ties with them so many times. And a lot of people say, well, how do you know your dreams, are real? And I said, because they're memories. To me, most of my dreams are memories. A lot of us have existed many lifetimes here, and also they can divide your pretty much your energy. They can biohack you. They can use your energy for other programs. Other timelines. Sometimes they take me and they can't even put me right in the right place where they took me from. It's just called displacement. It's part of the Manhattan Project, part of the Pegasus program, all of that. So because we are highly intelligent, because we are more like the root races, which is more animalistic, we have like the werewolf bloodline, we have, the DNA, I have the DNA, the dolphin DNA, because what they do is they do that with the anthrax shot that they gave me. It's called the 5-in-1. They inject you with that to see if that takes, and to see how powerful you are, to see if you can really kick some ass. And they want to use us for the wars, for their wars. This is not our war, guys. This is not our war. So speaking of shape-shifting, so what they do is in the police academy, I was talking yesterday about how they wanted to find out, hey, can Beto fight? What's going to come out? So what they did is one of the cops, he hit me here on the temple, and I fell, and I saw stars, and I blacked out, and then they started chanting my name, my friends, and I got up and I kicked his ass, and I turned into what they call me the Hulk, because my eyes turn green and I won't take shit, and they have to pry me off of them because I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna keep fighting till the end. And all this bullshit of them taking out James and all that shit. Well, you know what? You got to be careful too, because if you're on your phone all the time and you're, a lot of us are sensitive to radiation and electricity. There is a book called The Rainbow. It's by Fishberg. His name was Arthur Fishberg, and they took him out too because he kept telling people, "Hey, get off your phones. They're radiating you. They're messing up. They're messing the thyroid." I have hypothyroidism since I was a kid, so there's a lot of things. What you can do is take supplements, thyroid supplements. Get away from if you're going to be on your phone because maybe you have to at work or whatever, your computer, take some salt baths, man. It's very easy to get rid of these nanites, these nanobites. But the thing of it is you got to be careful too. You can't be, you just can't be compromising your system. You got to give it a break as well. Okay, so I got to go. There's a lot that I want to say. There's a lot more to come, but yeah, there's a lot of targeting. Like I said, I had to get rid of my vehicle because the mechanics kept messing it up, and if it wasn't this mechanic, it was another mechanic slashing my tires. They sent people. I call it the CIA Love Bites, BYTES. They sent people to you. It doesn't have to be a romantic situation. It could be a wannabe friend or whatever to distract you from your mission. Hey Dan Guest, hola, how are you? What did you say? I've always felt closer to animals and people as a kid, very scrappy. Yeah, exactly. So a lot of us have that, the animal bloodlines, whether it's a werewolf, a cat, lion. There's a reason why we come in, like me. I'm a fish, but at the same time, I'm a piranha. I'm gonna kill you if I need to. If you mess with me or my family, you know what I mean, or my kids. But so there's a lot to say. I'm pretty pissed off because, James is not here, and I wish he would have taken better care of himself. He would call me and say that he was thinking of doing steroids, and I'm like, nah, man, don't do steroids. What the fuck? That's not right. I don't know. He was looking for monatomic gold. All I know is that in these conferences, a lot of people do drugs, and a lot of people drink, and a lot of people, they took my parking, fucker. So even Anthony Zender, he came on my show, and James had given him some weed laced with something else, and that he couldn't even talk. Penny said no, he's not going to be on the show, on the conference, because he couldn't even talk, Anthony Zender. Look up my videos with Anthony Zender and Alyssa Zender. Okay? When I was at real quick, because I gotta go. But when I was at the Florida conference, we were done, right? And then that night we had like a dance, a techno night. Brian was so cool. He got us some techno dancing and DJ and stuff. And these two guys come up to me at the end of the dance and at the end of the conference, these two guys, and they said, hey, you want to try something about something, I don't know what the fuck that was. I'm like, no, I don't do drugs. What is that? I said, is that weed? And then Amy, the one that was selling the jewelry next to me on the table there, she said, oh, I've tried it before. She said, it's something similar to weed. She says, but it does mess you up. She said she had to be detoxicated from that. And I'm like, guys, I'm not here to fucking do drugs. I'm not here to have sex orgies or have drugs or get in your bathtub, and I'm not here to fuck, okay? Excuse my language, but these conferences are not made, I don't know, just people are so fucking addicted to shit. Everything. They're addicted to everything. So I don't know. I don't understand, some people even write books about how they're done with their addiction, but they're over here getting, drunk. So it doesn't make sense to me. If you are about disclosure, why are you over here having multiple sex with women that you don't even know? And then it's none of my business, okay? It's none of my business. Like one of my friends says, if they say yes, if they have consent, it's none of your business. And I'm like, all right, but isn't that like, oh, I've always been about justice. And then I heard John Warner the other day with Daniel from Dark Journalists say, he says there is no justice here. There is no justice because everybody, you know, the Mason, Illuminati, everybody is involved. So, hey Dan, he says, what is it? Be kind, but take no shit. Exactly. Thank you, Dan, for always supporting me. You supported me through when I had the cancer. Thank you for buying my books. I love you. Love you guys for listening. And yes, I am going to keep speaking. I will not be silenced. Fuck that shit. I'm here for a reason. But yes, I have to take my breaks because yes, it affects you. James and Robert Khalil, I'm talking to you, Robert, too. You keep making all these videos, video after video. You got to take a breather. You got to take care of yourself. You got to take a break because people will take advantage of you. They don't give a fuck. As long as they're getting, you know, attention and, you know, they're getting on your shows, great. I'm not saying don't do it, but take a break and save yourself because nobody's going to save you. And then when you die, they're going to talk all this shit about you anyway. So I love you guys. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Just kidding. Love you. Bye.